Here are pictures of when I used to wear a relaxer. My hair would be about shoulder length. It never got any longer, and I don't have thick hair. And here is my last relaxer in October 2009. So my hair was about shoulder length then. And then about 6 weeks later, in late November, my hair started getting thin and it looked unhealthy. So here's a Photoshop picture. My sides were so thin I had to Photoshop. This is the non-Photoshop. And here's another Photoshop picture and my edges look all jagged. And here's the non-Photoshop picture. And there's one more Photoshop picture coming up. And it just looked really, really thin on the picture. So here's the non-Photoshop. So the back of my hair was kind of okay, but my sides just always were getting thinner and thinner with the relaxers. And then about 3 months later, it would kind of grow back and fill in like in this photo. This is about almost January 2010, so it would grow back after I haven't had a perm in a while. In January 2010, I put in a weave. Here is the shedding from the weave, which is normal that you get a lot of shedding. And this was March 2010 when I was transitioning and I was getting it cut and I was getting it flat ironed. So no more relaxers for me. So I'm still trimming it to get the perm out slowly and transitioning. So it's shorter, but it's more healthy and it's growing back in thicker and fuller. And this was about April 2010, so almost 6 months after my perm. And it's growing back in really nice and healthy and bouncy. And here's May 2010. It's about 7 months after. And so I'm still transitioning. This is June 2010. And my bangs and stuff had grown all the way back down. Everything is growing out looking nice. Now, there were some rough days. I hear from a lot of people it's hard to go natural because you look rough. I looked rough quite often. When that natural hair starts to grow in and you have half permed hair, you have those waves and you have that straight hair, it is hard to kind of transition a little bit. So there were some days I didn't know what to do with it also. And here's another sewn in weave because I wore a lot of those through the transition. Then I would wear some quick weaves, which I was introduced to. I had never worn a quick weave before. And so I'm still transitioning. My ends are thin from the relaxer. And as you can see right here, the ends are real thin, but you can see how thick it is where the new growth was coming out. And this is all the glue that tore out some of my hair, though, from the quick weave. And I have a bald spot almost right there from the quick weave, so I had to learn about those the hard way. So I started wearing them, but I used that protectant on my hair so that the glue wouldn't get so stuck to my hair and pull out my hair. So now it's really grown now, and this is about a year and a half later. After transitioning for a year and a half, I just started cutting. I said, okay, it's time. You know, I kept saying, when am I going to do the big chop? So here's my big chop, and this is how short my hair looks. And then when I blow dry it out, you can see how long it is. And then I started flat ironing it. So it's all nice and thick and full and even. And then I went and got it pressed. So this is about a year and a half after starting the transition. And I got it pressed with the hot comb, and it's so nice and shiny and healthy and even. So it's a little bit shorter than my hair was, but it is so healthy. And now look at my sides. So they're looking a lot better. And sometimes I wear it natural, like in a twist out style, so I don't have to put heat on it. And this was me blow drying my hair out. And this is me flat ironing it. So this was almost 2 years now. And these are my most recent pictures, which are about October 2011. So this is my full 2-year transitioning process. And here is the growth now. So it's a lot of work, but the outcome is worth it. No more breakage, no more shedding, and a nice, full, healthy head of hair.